think it's worth it. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year, so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. That is a prudent deal.
Okay, I don't know anybody who is actively trying to be a horrible person in life. At the very most, I see people doing bad stuff because they think it's the best thing they can do in any situation to make themselves feel better or take care of the people around them that they care about. But those things can definitely be seen as bad by other people and society in general. So please take it with a grain of salt when I tell you I don't fucking feel like a bad person when I don't have sympathy for Charlie Kirk. I don't. Sure, I wish his children didn't have to grow up without a father. That's just a given. However, this is a man who said what he said, fucked around and found out. And it is obvious to anybody who cares anything about Charlie Kirk that more guns do not make us safer. Charlie Kirk has spent his entire life since about the age of 12 belittling the liberal principles that this country was founded on while wrapping his fascism and authoritarian tendencies in a cloak of fake patriotism that smells like Donald Trump's taint. And so I do not appreciate Charlie Kirk, and I do not believe his life was spent for good, and I do not believe that he would have done any good having been on this earth a little bit longer. Now look, I always just kind of assumed that Charlie Kirk had stalwart principles that he actually believed in, because he seemed like, even though he was misguided in my opinion, he really believed in what he was saying. And I think to a certain point, at a certain point in time, he probably did. However, I can't even give him the credit for really believing in the principles he espoused, because over the past month or so, I have recognized that Charlie Kirk completely negated his responsibility to hold up his principles when it came to holding the people in the Epstein files accountable, because he railed and ranted against these people, put them all in jail, he wanted them all prosecuted, and as soon as Donald Trump started to feel uncomfortable about releasing the Epstein files, as soon as it looked like Donald Trump might be in trouble, Charlie Kirk washed his hands of it. He said, you know what, I trust my president, I'm not going to worry about it, I'm not going to talk about it, I'll give it up to him. Instead of giving it up to God or the founding fathers, he gave it up to Trump. And that is fucking disgusting to me, because Trump has everything to gain keeping those files silent and nothing to lose, and he continues to lie about his involvement with Jeffrey Epstein. So, the fact that Charlie Kirk completely negated his responsibility to hold up his own values, I honestly can't even give him the credit for being a principled young man, because the truth is that he died without believing in or standing for anything of substance. So, good riddance, Charlie Kirk. Feel bad for your kids? Glad you're gone. Hell, maybe it is important to have a couple of gun deaths to protect our Second Amendment rights.